What's up YouTube? My name is Carmelo and this is Fingers of Fury. I make finger training equipment for climbers, and these are just vlog style videos of what's going on with me, my shop, and everything going on. So first of all, if you're watching this and wondering why my shop is closed, it's been closed for the holidays and I'm just getting back into it now. So hopefully in a few days I'll be open back up. This is why I'm out here in the garage to get started again. So I'm just walking out to the garage right now. It's heating up. I don't have heat out here that's always on. I got to bring propane out here and get it heated up before I come out here. So I'm doing that now, and I'll take this opportunity to just come out here and talk about some stuff I've got going on. So I'm gonna swing it around. I haven't cleaned up in here or anything, so you'll see it as is. Alright, so I realized I had to grab a bunch of stuff and come back, so I'm back. So let's start with what I've already done, actually. Let's start there. And I think what I'm going to do is show you everything that I've got here and then put the camera on a stand and do it that way. But here's everything close up. So if you didn't know, the Baby Boss has been lightened by about 2 ounces, if I remember correctly, and as a special thing, I put this dragon scale engraving on the back for a limited time. So this is come and gone. I don't have any available right now, and I do think they'll come back. It seems like they were super popular, but right now I'm just doing a plain back. And there is an Ergo insert available. So this is actually the one that I keep with me at all times when I go to the gym. It's just in the bag. So again, I'm going to explain this better, but I'm just going to show you a close-up right now of some stuff I'm messing around with. There's this. This might become absolutely nothing. I'm just messing around. All of this is very early stages, so anything that you see is definitely going to morph into something else. So I'm working on a grip for the Big Boss, and that's here. And here's some test stuff. And again, I'm going to throw this on a stand and talk about it because I can't hold the camera and talk about it at the same time. All right, so the camera's a few feet away from me and I've got an air leak right over there, so hopefully you can hear me all right. So I'm going to start with this because it's the least likely to ever see the light of day. I've been thinking about making one of those spherical ball things, and what I mean by that is usually there's an eyelet on the end. I believe Atomic Holds has one, and usually you'll pull up like this on, it's just a sphere. I think they call them ninja balls or something like that. And if you've seen the back side of a Zod, actually I've got one right here. If this is coming up on camera, there's some indentations on the back side here that you can adduct your fingers on. That worked pretty good when you're using your fingertips, except using your fingertips isn't ideal. It's kind of like a bonus hold on the back of the Zod. And not that it doesn't work well, but I'd love to not have the force that you're applying be right on the end of your fingers, right? Because you're gonna possibly mess with your joints there, right? So the sphere is to also work adduction, but I kind of want to use maybe use that same idea here. So that's where we get this funny shape here. And again, I had been initially thinking of making this a single hand device, but I kind of hate single hand, well not hate, but I much prefer two-hand devices, just so I can use both hands at once personally. And so I thought about using the Final Boss, just because it's the easiest thing to just slip them on like this. And so I have tested this, and again, this is like the first, I wouldn't even call it prototype level yet, where I've been able to test it, and it works honestly better than I thought it would, but I was kind of expecting it to not be that great just from the start, and I need this to just sort of start, see if I like it at all, if it's at all usable. And then I also would make it 360 degrees, and also, if you can see, this can fall right off. That all needs to be figured out. And if you heard me talking about adding a grip to the Final Boss at all in any of my other videos, not that I remember if I did or not, but I made this snap-on grip for the final boss. And what I didn't like is that there's not really anything on the final boss that I've left to really make it easy to snap on a grip. So I did figure something out. I just wasn't super happy with it. So again, this might be something I could offer. The final boss in the past has sold better than the big boss. Again, I'm going to talk about the big boss later, but maybe that's going to change. So this is an option. So for people that have this, or again, maybe just me, maybe this will, this combination of things will never see the light of day outside of my garage. But even so, it is a nice way to test the concepts of this, because again, the final boss is more than strong enough to handle any of the loads I'm going to be putting through this on my hands. So I can kind of figure out a shape that I like and take whatever I learned here and apply it to something else. So regardless, that's useful. So, and now onto the next thing. I've talked about this before, where I don't think I had anything actually prototyped yet, but I wanted to add a grip to the big boss. And so I think this is, actually I think that's all I said before, is that I had rounded the edges on the big boss here, and that works okay, but what I want to do is add a grip. And the grip will look something like this. And I'm going to hold this up because I don't want to do any editing to do this, but I went through a bunch of iterations at first, and these iterations are in form only. I was just looking for something that I thought would look good, actually. Look good and feel good. And not that I weighted it or anything yet, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. And then I got, you know, honestly maybe only 25% happy with the look of it, to the point where I think it's good enough to talk about making it work. And so this is an example of what it could look like. And what happened is I have a feature, and obviously what I'm holding here is I've sectioned out a piece of a big boss. I believe it's this size, so I could 3D print it, because I can't 3D print this size in my 3D printer. And what I wanted to add are these features here, and so they're on each side, and then there's a slot in here, and that's what I'll talk about now. And so this is how I propose I'll put the grip on. And then same thing here is I took the beginning of a grip with some features here that will snap onto it. So let's get that on there. Cool. So it snaps on, comes off pretty easily. So, and what that gets us is, first of all, obviously it gets us the grip. And if I want this grip to be different in any way, not even just redesign, I don't foresee needing to redesign this very often, but if I wanted to add an ergo grip, maybe something that comes down the front a bit and is like a sloper, whatever we can come up with. I don't know that, you know, maybe something not quite this big, but you get the idea, same functionally. But then also, it doesn't work yet, because it's all prototyping, but you could fit inserts for the big boss in here. And again, everything is black, so I'm sure this all comes up terribly on camera, but you could put inserts in here, clip this in, so it's also a little storage section. So that's what I've been working on, and this is probably my top priority of something to get done this year, and not only this year, earlier this year. So this will be probably what I'll be focused on the most, outside of, you know, getting the shop back up and running, and then also, you know, tweaking stuff on the website, all that sort of run-of-the-mill sort of business and website stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I realize this is a pretty quick video. I didn't go over a ton of what I was doing in very great detail, but I also didn't plan it. I did a video a while ago, and I say this every time I do it, is I write down notes and then I end up reading the notes, and it's way too robotic the way that I talk, and I watch the video and I just delete them because they're so bad. But so other than what I'm working on now, I'd like to do some more designs for the back of the baby boss. I don't see that transfers over to anything like a final boss or a big boss, just because the area of them is so large that to do that engraving would take so long that I don't think it would be worthwhile cost-wise to have that as an offering. So there's a bunch of artwork that I have in my mind that I'd like to see on the back of a baby boss, but I'm not very artistic, and it does take a little bit of knowledge of, it needs to be line art basically, and it needs to be very particular for just running a tool over and it being exactly what you need. Meaning, like, even the dragon scale, when I found some artwork that I liked, I had to have somebody turn it into just single lines. So if I had artwork, it'd have double lines for each dragon scale. So it took some finagling to make it work, and I needed some help with that, and I wasn't able to do it as quick as I thought it would be. So again, that'll be something I'd like to bring in the past. So again, if you're watching this and you're waiting for me to put everything back in stock on the website, just know that's what I'm working on right now. And I just want to make sure that I have a good stock. I have everything that I need: boxes, the thank you cards, the stickers, all that ready to go before I start up again. So I got really low, super busy over the holidays, and then with family and everything. So just working to get that situated. So thanks for watching again. I believe that's all I have, and take care.